Of Wildwood Catholic in 1994. Some of my best friends are graduates of Wildwood Catholic. I have siblings that are graduates of Wildwood Catholic. And I can tell the difference between when I went to college, those students that went to a private school or a Catholic school where they were taught Christian values, and those that didn't. And you might be able to recognize that a little bit now between you and maybe some of your friends. Okay? We at Wildwood Catholic continue to foster those things and grow into a very good, solid, well-rounded individual, ready to leave these halls and do whatever it is that you want to do, fully prepared to do so. Mr. P touched on some of the academics. I just want to kind of reiterate some of that. Mentioned to you about our languages. You're taking 4 years of a language here. You'll be well-versed. Not 2 years of a language and then the next 2 years just trying to find some filler course. We don't have courses that have catchy titles. We don't have courses that from the outside appear to be something that they're not. Our courses are solid academic courses that are college prerequisite courses, not space filler and time filler. You're taking 4 years of math. You're taking 4 years of English. You're taking 4 years of science. And I can tell you right now, just from the process that I'm going through with our seniors, that's what colleges want to see. We have 11 seniors, which is about a quarter of the senior class, already accepted into colleges. And it's the second week in November. That's way ahead of schedule from previous years, but it's way ahead of schedule on the national average. Our transcripts that are going out, and the first couple kids that got into college, they weren't our top students. They got into good schools based on their transcript in October of the senior year. Because schools look at it, they know our track record, they know our history. When we send students onto these schools, they succeed. They see the transcript, they know they're being challenged, and they're accepting these students early. It's an important thing. I had mentioned it before. We have a strong track record, 60-year tradition of success, academically, athletically, success in building students. I want to share some of that with you now. Some of the things that help build a person is being able to take on a responsibility of something as simple as putting on a uniform every day and coming to school dressed appropriately, feeling good about yourself, cuts out a lot of the nonsense. Our school uniforms are kind of in a stage of flux, but you've seen some of our students, not much different than your school uniform. It also makes things a lot easier for you when you just wake up in the morning. But you go to school not worrying about all the other nonsense of who's where and what. Everybody looks the same. You're all starting on that same page. And I think that's a really important thing to cut out some of the nonsenses. You know, there's arguments that, well, it doesn't allow us for self-expression, but there are little things that you can do to express yourself. You have time to, have a dress down or something here and there. But you also, you're not tied in. You can express yourself with things that you wear in your hair, things that you wear on your feet. But in terms of the uniform, that's something that allows us to all pretty much stay on the same even playing field. Multiple activities, organizations. This list will be growing over this year as well as next year. We have a student ambassador program. You go out and you promote all the positive things about our school, about our traditions. We have a peer leadership program, which this year is kind of up the ante a little bit. Very active peer leadership where you're helping out the needy, the less fortunate, taking on leadership roles in the community. We have mock trial, forensics, yearbook, school newspaper. The environmental club, which tomorrow we're actually meeting to build osprey nests, and we're going to be putting them up in the marshes. Very active stuff. We have Spanish club, French club, art club. We put on a production in the fall and in the winter. We have a musical, which some of you may be involved with right now, and we're also going to have something in the late winter, another show. Something that is a tremendous thing to have on your resume. It shows that you're willing to give a lot of extra time. It also allows for your expression and for that art side of you to show through. You guys have a music program. We're kind of starting to feed off of that. We have a couple students that are involved in the music program in terms of band. We're also trying to implement a choral program. We're trying to implement the opportunity for our students to actually sing at our liturgies and play the music for our liturgies. We've had chess club, obviously student council, providing an opportunity to go to Europe your junior and senior year. We may actually even open that up to the sophomore year. Go to places like France and England, Italy, Austria, Germany, Switzerland. Opportunity to do that on Easter break. We also have had in the past and may have again this year a philosophy club. Philosophy club. And like I said, there's some gaps there, there's some holes there. We encourage, if you want to start a club, you want to start an organization, do it. If you're interested in something, you want to start something, you could make the things up that would fill in the gaps there with. Athletics. How many people here are thinking about playing a sport? One sport. Maybe you're going to be playing 3 sports, maybe not. Okay? Maybe you're going to be involved with the athletic program as a manager or assistant or something like that. We do offer baseball, boys and girls basketball, cheerleading, boys and girls cross country, field hockey, golf, boys and girls soccer, softball, boys and girls swimming, boys and girls tennis, boys and girls track. We've had success in all of these sports in the recent history. We've been to the state championship in basketball 2 times in the past 4 years. I'm going to tell you a little fact. It's documented in the state program. Wilder Catholic has actually been to the state championship in boys basketball more than any other school in the entire state. It's kind of a neat little fact. Something that you kind of wouldn't associate a school that has 250 kids in it to be able to accomplish those things. We haven't won it the most times out of anybody in the state, but we've been there the most times out of anybody in the state. We've had success with our boys soccer program, tremendous success at the state level. Our girls cross country team, our boys cross country team have won state championships. Our swimming team has won state championships, competing against schools that are 4 or 5 times the size of us. And that says something about the fight and the person that goes here, the pride that person feels, the ability to do those things. I think a lot of that was reflected in what took place here last year, and kind of how the community got behind, the students got behind, rose up and did some really amazing things and beat a lot of odds. Okay? That takes place, can be exemplified with our athletic program. We look at athletics as an extension of your home and your classroom. You're not going to be able to participate in the athletics unless you're doing what you need to do in the classroom. Okay? It's an extracurricular activity, so it's kind of like a reward for doing what you need to do academically. These are just some recent athletic titles. Again, basketball, soccer, girls, cross country, tennis, swimming. We have some students that are going to speak with you. I'm going to let Mr. P introduce them to you. You see me walking around the halls all the time. If you ever have a question, you want to, just something pops in your mind, you want to know something about the school, feel free to ask us all the time. We're pretty available, always in the halls, always looking to communicate. So, use that as an opportunity to get some information on the side, maybe not in front of all the others.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn. Everyone, please, let's thank Mr. Quinn. All right, next up, listen, you've heard the deal. Academics, athletics, activities, and the arts. Those are our 4 pillars. That's our philosophy. Let's build for you a complete school. But you know what? You could sit here for 20 more minutes listening to these 2 guys tell you about it. It's not really going to be the same for you. But when you hear some of our 9th and 10th graders talk to you about it, and you can talk to people that might be your friend and hear what they think about it, I think that's actually a more powerful way to share this message with you. What's that? So at this time, let's welcome my friend Kelly Jo Gillen Schwartz. I'm going to sit here and work the buttons for each student, okay?
Hi, I'm Kelly Jo Gillen Schwartz. I am on the swimming team and tennis tennis team, and I'm a sophomore class president. When I was in 8th grade, I attended Bishop McHugh, and I wanted to go to Wild Catholic because the family environment. Bishop McHugh is like a family environment. I'm pretty sure it's similar to St. Anne's. Like everybody's closely knit, and like you can walk down the hallway and like see everybody who's your friend, say hi, and it's the same way at Bishop McHugh. So I wanted to go to a school that was closely knit. I didn't want to go to like some big school like middle and like not know anybody and just walk around and like just have no direction and then like get lost and then just go home after school. I wanted to be involved in my school. So I got involved in sports like tennis, and it's everybody is very encouraging, and there's no pressure. Like if there's no discouragement. Like if you do something wrong in practice, or if you like do bad at your game, nobody's like, "Wow, I can't believe you did that." It's always like you're gonna get them next time, and it's not even like fake. It's just you're gonna get them next time. You're gonna do great. You're doing great practices, and it's just encouraging. So it's the same way with swimming, and I'd never tried swimming before, and like I'd never gotten in a pool before competitively at all, and I got into the pool and I didn't do good at all for the first couple of weeks of swimming, and then I started going to games and stuff, and it increases, like you get a lot better, and like you start beating your own times. Like my times weren't good, but I kept on beating them, and the coaches were encouraging, and they put me into meets and stuff. So it's like encouraging. There's no discouragement. It's all positive. And then when I was in 8th grade, I had set all those goals. Like I wanted to be on the tennis team. I wanted to try swimming, even if I wasn't good. And I also wanted to be the president of my class. So I set out to do those goals, and I did them. And any one of you guys can do that. And it doesn't take like, you don't have to like be intense about it, but you just have to set those goals and want to do them, and you just have to be passionate about it.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, next up is Grace Lederer. Welcome, Grace.
Hi, I'm Grace. I went to Margaret Mason when I was in 8th grade. I considered all the high schools. I wasn't made to come to Wild Catholic or anything. It was my choice. And I felt that it was the best education around. And I know that sounds boring, but it is very important. And it isn't boring here at all. We have so much fun. October is Spirit Month, and we do all sorts of things that